everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, it is so nice to meet you. Today's video, we're gonna be doing my hair. I have done my hair in videos before and I've done like time lapses and stuff of my hair with my Dyson, but I have not actually shown you guys how I do it. I feel like after 2.5 months of using my Dyson, I feel like I've really mastered it. I know that it is probably gonna take longer for me to like really nail it, but I feel like I have quite quickly figured out how to use it and how my hair likes it best. So we're gonna be curling my hair with my Dyson today. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the ride watching this happen. I'm gonna talk you through everything, products and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, be sure to subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and now let's go ahead and get started. I'm all fresh and showered, so I just took the towel off my head, obviously. Here is my Dyson. It is just the Airwrap. I did a whole review on this, so if you guys want to know all my thoughts and everything, then you guys can check that video out. But for now, we're not doing a review. I'm just showing you how I do my hair. So here is the wand, and then I use a couple of different attachments for this whole process, so I'll show you the attachment when I get to it. But before I do any of that, I need to put some products in my hair. So I have this one, which is the Living Proof Nourishing Styling Cream, and this one I got in a subscription box, so I did not purchase it, but I really do like it. It says it stops frizz and lightly conditions, so that's all I really needed to do. So I'm just gonna comb it through my hair with my fingers. It smells so good. And then I use this, which is the Not Your Mother's 10-in-1 All Eyes on Me 10-in-1 Hair Perfector. I read somewhere that someone said this is a dupe or that it's a 10 product. I'm not sure. I've used both, but I have not like actively compared them. But this says it's infused with keratin, and it says it adds body, strengthens, detangles, moisturizes, adds shine, controls frizz, repairs dry hair, heat protection, splits men's split ends, and seals cuticle. For me, the only thing I really want to do is for this product is to heat protect. So instead of spraying it directly into my hair, I give a few sprays to my hand. I'm out of focus. Here we go. And again, comb it through my hair. I have this dry spot on my skin right here and it looks so bad. Okay, so now that I have the product in my hair, I'm gonna take this brush. This is the one without the little dots on it, and I'm just gonna brush through my hair to get all the product evenly distributed. I have a real brush, but why would I use another brush when I have this right in front of me? Just get all the tangles out. So now we're gonna plug up the Dyson. And the first thing that I'm gonna do is just run the dryer through it. So this is the regular, just like a hair dryer attachment. So I have read that you are supposed to let your hair dry to about 80%. So I am just going to go all over the place. I do this until about 50%, and then I use the brush for the other 30% or 20%, 30%. So let me just do this. I'd say it's about 50% dry now. The tops are kind of dry. Like if I was just going out and about for the day, I'd probably feel comfortable leaving it like this. My hair, I don't know if you can tell from these little bits right here, is naturally curly. It's getting more curly. I kind of bleached it a lot for a few years, and that made it so that my hair was super damaged. Obviously, I'm not bleaching it anymore because it's brown. It's my natural hair color. But anyway, we're using this brush attachment. There are two different brush attachments, but I use this one. I think this one is more for volume and this one is more for smoothing. So I use okay, so that's as dry as it's going to get on its own. The back is still a lot more damp, but that's okay. We're working with what we have. So that is, like I said, about as damp as it's gonna get. And then I do it by sides because the curlers have arrows, so you do one on one side, one on the other side. There are two different sizes. I prefer the smaller ones just because my curls last longer whenever I use the smaller one, but it does take longer to use the smaller ones. I think this is 1.6 inches and this is 1.2. And and I know that you can buy separate attachments. There's like a 0.8 and there's also longer versions of these. I really want to get longer versions just because my hair is quite long, so I think it would go faster if I use the long ones because I have 2 smaller pieces of hair with this one just because I do have longer hair, but I don't know how it would be if I had shorter hair or if it would be the same kind of situation. I don't know. So let's see. I need a hair tie. Here we go. And then I just roughly part my hair. I do everything by sides when I'm doing this, but sectioning off this side. So then we have the hair. I also use these clips and these clips. I just find different ones to be helpful for different things. And I used to do like layer by layer, so bottom layer and then another layer and then the top, but I found that I have a hard time separating the layers, if that makes sense. So I typically will start from the back, and as you can see, this is a lot of hair. This is gonna be way too much to put into one, but I separate each section like this vertically. Let me just show you. So first we're gonna take this hair, and this is what I use the big clip for. Why is this one being so difficult? I use the big clip for this. I clip up all the extra hair, and then I have all of this, as you can see. Like I said, this is a lot of hair. So then I separate this by layer, go up and up until I get finished. So I take this section and I pin it to the front right here, just so that I can grab it, know where it's at. I know I look ridiculous right now. And then we just use the barrel. So to determine which barrel you need, you basically turn it in the arrows, and whichever one goes away from your face is the side that you're doing. So this side is this arrow. You can see I'm turning it and it's going away from my face. So this is the first side. So let's get that first piece. I hold it like this, and then I kind of shake it around until it grabs onto it. So all right, and there is the first curl. So I did that. If you noticed that it took a second for the bottom piece to go on, it's because the bottom bit in the back, typically they're wetter, at least for me. I'm really bad at drying those. So the wetter it is on the bottom, the harder it is for it to wrap around. So I ended up having to like manually wrap it. I don't know if this piece will do it, but let's see. And there is the second curl. So what I did was I put it on the regular heat setting, let it wrap my hair up, and then I let it sit for like 10 to 15 seconds. I just count 1, 2, 3, 4. I should probably like say Mississippi in between just so that I can have, I'm so sorry I keep touching my face. This spot is really bothering me. But I do 10 to 15 seconds depending on how damp my hair felt in the beginning. And then I turn on the cold shot. So what you do when you do the cold shot is it turns on right here, and then you push it up, and that's when it starts to turn cold. It takes a minute for it to get cold because it went from the hottest setting. Oh, I guess I should show you this as well. It has the speed setting and then it also has the heat setting. I just did it backwards, but I have the heat all the way up and I have the speed all the way up just because it's faster and I have pretty thick hair. So move on to the next piece. And I am doing like the smallest pieces of hair that I possibly can, just because, like I said, my hair is pretty long. I don't know if you saw with this one, but it like covered the entire barrel, and if I wasn't like scrunching it up as it was going up the barrel, then it was gonna like go too far up or too far down, which is why I think I need the big barrels or the longer barrels. But this is, yeah, that's what I do. Sorry if that was a little confusing. And then I hold the hair while I pull the barrel out, and you have that curl. And then I'm gonna separate this into 2 layers because it does go to the top part of my head. So, but if I'm taking 30 seconds on each strand of hair, I typically get 4 layers out of each section. So that's about 2 minutes per section, and I do about 4 sections. So 4 times 2 is 8. So it doesn't take that long. And then I just carry on with the rest of the side. So we're gonna time lapse this for you so you don't have to watch me talk in between. So this is the first side of my head. Obviously it looks ridiculous, but I'm not gonna comb through it yet. I'm going to wait until I have completed this side. This side is drier now than it was, which is good because I did not dry it as much. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side's attachment, and I will do the exact same thing to this side as I did to this side. So I'm actually gonna stop recording because it's boring to watch me do this for the whole however long it takes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick, and then I will see you guys once I am finished. All right, here I am looking like a founding father with these curlies. As you can see, this side has fallen a little bit because that's what happens when you curl your hair. This side is still fresh, and that's the only reason why I know that this side has even fallen, because it does not look like it has. I am going to give my hair a few minutes to kind of cool down and not be so fresh. It's not really warm. My roots up here, it's warm, but for the most part, like the hairs down here are not warm at all, which is good because that means that it's gonna hold. But I am just waiting on it to kind of cool down a little bit so that I can comb through it. I will use, it's just this Conair wide tooth comb pick thing. So I'll use this to comb through my hair, and that'll be the end of it. That'll be the whole curls. But as you can see, I have curls. So many people have said that they just get Farrah Fawcett curls, which doesn't make any sense to me. And so many people have said that like they don't like the way that their curls look when they do it, but I don't think they're doing it right. Like it doesn't, they want hair that looks like this, but they don't know how to get it, and it's because I think they're using too big of pieces, or they're using the bigger barrel instead of the smaller one, or they're not like smoothing their hair down enough, or they're using this. But to get curls, you have to use the smaller ones, and I don't know, maybe it's just my hair that does really well with it. I don't know, but I have used this, but I use this for blowouts more than like curling my hair. It does have a lot of hair inside of it. I really need to clean it, but I don't use this one that often, and I don't really use this one that often. So really, if I were to like travel and I was taking just the attachments that I use, I would take these 4, and honestly I would probably take these 3 and a hairbrush, like if I was gonna like travel and put them inside of a case or something. But also I can take this instead of a hairbrush, so I would take 4 and a and the wand. If I was traveling with this, if I wanted to have straight hair or curly hair, you can do, I do straight hair with this most of the time, and I would leave these 2 home and I would leave these 2 at home. It would save a lot of space. I am glad that I have these in case I want to do bigger curls, and again, I do use the other ones, just not as much. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the wand away because I don't need it anymore, and then I will comb through my hair. Also, while I was doing it, I had to clean the filter, but I cleaned out the filter and it was fine again. So if you haven't seen this in your pack, just look, it's there. I promise all the Dysons come with this. And then I like to keep these clips inside of there because that's the only time I use these clips anyway. These are Heritage as well. As you can be a big fan of Heritage because that's everything. So now let's go ahead and obviously it looks super big and voluminous right now, but it's because I just freshly brushed it, and it will get back to not these massive voluminous. I mean, if you want this massive voluminous, it's a thing. You can just brush your hair and it's fine, but this is not what it ends up looking like once I get finished. So let me just, so yeah, this is what it looks like when you first brush through it, and I think people see this and think I hate this, so they don't keep it. But after I do that, I just take like chunks of hair, kind of just wrap it around my fingers, even big pieces, like it's totally fine. As you can see, it's not as voluminous, and I'm not going to keep it like this, and then I'm just going to comb through it with my fingers. And then it's less Farrah Fawcett and more this, whatever you want to call this. But this is the final product. I personally am a really big fan of the way that it looks, and I think that it will stay for a few days. Yeah, there we have it. My Dyson hair, how I curl my hair with my Dyson. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would love it if you guys would give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.